Look, here is the greatest parable. Would you like to know more about it? This is a very strange box. It came from the sacred story shelf, and it stands up like a sacred story. But it isn't exactly like a sacred story. Now it looks like a parable. It's a gold box like a parable. But there's something wrong with the shape. It's a triangle, not a square. There's a purple cross, like we were getting ready to come close to the mystery of Easter. And that's a liturgical lesson. But then this isn't exactly like a liturgical lesson either. It doesn't sit on the Easter shelf, it sits on the New Testament shelf. Look again at the cross. It has these 4 little crosses, one for each of the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And the Gospels are where the story is from. This is truly the most curious box in the entire room. The box is so curious, we need to say a prologue to open it. And a prologue comes before the story begins, but it's about the story. Listen carefully. In this prologue, there are many tricks with words. It is about words and the word. See what I mean? That was the first trick. In the beginning was the Word, and it was the Word that the words in the gospel are about. God spoke everything that is into being, but it was still hard to find God in God's creation. Now, look at my words as I say them. Can you see them? No. Are they there? Yes. No one has ever seen God. So the Word was made flesh, and God became a person. The Word was born of Mary and sent to dwell among us, full of grace and truth, so we could become children of God by knowing God's child as one of us. This is the story of what happened next. Are you ready to hear that story? Look, here is the mother, Mary. Here is the angel Gabriel, full of light. He is talking to her. Really, God is talking to her, because Gabriel is God's messenger, which is what the word angel means. This is called the Annunciation, because Gabriel is announcing to Mary that God has chosen her to be the mother of God. And when this happened, God overshadowed Mary, and she knew that God was inside of her. In time, a baby was born. Baby grew and became a man called Jesus. One day, he took his 3 disciples up a mountain. Do you see the 3 people looking at the 3 people? The 3 people in the distance, full of light, are Moses, Elijah, and Jesus. Moses and Elijah had lived hundreds of years before Jesus. And the three people watching are Peter, James, and his brother John. This is called the Transfiguration. Jesus was changed, but the shape of his body, its figure, looked the same. He was transfigured. And then a cloud overshadowed them, and a voice said, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." And the three disciples were so afraid they fell to the ground, but Jesus came to them and touched each one and said, "Rise, have no fear." And when they looked again, they saw only Jesus. Moses and Elijah were gone. And Jesus led them down the mountain, and they turned toward Jerusalem for the last time. Jesus and his disciples came to Jerusalem. On Good Friday, he died on the cross for us and was put into a rock tomb. And a great stone shut him in like a locked door. On Holy Saturday, the darkness in the closed space overshadowed him. On Sunday, the first Easter, the woman found the stone rolled away. Somehow Jesus was still with them as he is with us. This is called the resurrection. The Annunciation, the Transfiguration, and the resurrection. God came to Mary. God came to the three on the mountain. And God came to the women and the men at the tomb who first followed him. And God comes to us. And let's close with a prayer. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the Son of Peace to you. Amen. Thank you so much for being with me today, and we'll see you next week. Until then, be well.